Hello, everybody. My name is TaurusLehane, and welcome to Dead by Daylight. I am playing the brand new killer, the Judgement. And yes, I had to wait about 15 to 20 minutes, even though I had priority queue after playing a Survivor game. So that's how the queues are. But here I am. Okay, interesting. Definitely, I see where, like, aura perks would be really good, right? Oh, the longer you hold it, the more weirdness it does. Okay, well. I feel very slow. You can say that. I'm not going to play around there. This is, like, the moment where I really miss Hag, because I could have planned for that, you know? Wow! Okay. Is there anybody right here? No, of course not. How far can that go? Oh. You didn't really get the animation, though. That's a bit disappointing. Oh, it didn't really go that far. Not if I aimed it for there and it didn't even go there. Wow. Okay, interesting. How disappointing. And why is my ping ridiculous? Or maybe it's not? I don't know. Yeah, I don't like this so far. Wow. Okay. What? Okay, at what point does it decide that it wants to do what it, you know, like break off into like a weird diagonal situation? Oh. Okay, at least no gens are done yet. Knock on wood. Yeah, okay. What, now two more? I try not to, like, really mess with that perk. Yeah, of course. Ooh, okay, we got something. I don't even remember injuring you, but okay. So I can, like, banish her? Oh, that is fun. Okay. I like that. So I'm wondering if it's like... Oh. Yeah, like what makes it go off to the side like that? Is it like a certain distance or... What? Huh. Okay. Huh. I definitely need to understand that a bit more. Get rid of them. See, that would have been a nice place to split that. I'm not going over there. I don't mess with the shack unless, I don't mess with the shack unless there's only one survivor left, or I'm trying to, like, zone them in a certain way. And I can't zone with this killer yet. I don't have the confidence. Thanks. Can we get punishments for when they blind you like more than 4 times or something? That would be nifty. I would like that. Wow. Yeah, if you're not good with prediction, you're gonna have a hard time with this killer. And I do like predicting with Hag, but that's very different. I bet there's add-ons to help you, like, figure that out. Of course, I hit the one that isn't injured. Wow. It's not big enough. That's what he said. There's got to be like one to make it bigger, right? That's also what he said. Wow. Like, I know by holding the button you can make it go further. But, like, this is ridiculous. Wow. I know you can make it go further, but you can't make it wider. Everything I say is just crazy, out of context. Also, why can't I fly? Like, what's the point of having wings if you don't allow the character to fly? Whatever. I'm not going over there. I refuse. Nope. Of course. Ain't no Jason, that's for sure. Which, as an occasional Survivor player, I love. But as a killer main, I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, I kind of just want to open the exit gates because I think y'all are just going to be annoying to me otherwise. But, you know, I would feel kind of like ungrateful if I did that, so just do what you want or whatever. Really? Nice. Okay, not so nice. Okay, that should also be punishable. If you're just showing off to blind in the exit gate, like, that's crazy. All right, GGWPs. Definitely worth waiting 20-25 minutes for that. Okay, first impression as a killer main. The killer needs to be faster. The base movement speed needs to be faster. I've heard a couple people say that, but until I actually play the killer, I don't like to really comment on stuff like that, because I'm not a bandwagoner at all. I like to experience things first. So they need to be a bit faster. And they don't necessarily need this if they're faster, but I was expecting some sort of like flying mechanic, sort of, and I use that very loosely, because the closest thing that I could think to would be like a ghoul situation, and I know people would not want that again. I don't want that again, because I just don't. I don't dislike the ghoul as much as other people dislike the ghoul, but they're basically just Sky Legion, and Legion is my least favorite. I just find them really annoying and obnoxious and aggravating and frustrating. Maybe not frustrating. No, less frustrating. Definitely more annoying. Like a really, like an 8 or 9-year-old child that's hyped up on sugar and doesn't know when to just be quiet and sit still. That's what the Legion and the ghoul is like. So yeah, first impression is not great. I would like again, I'm sure there's an add-on where you could probably make the beam of light bigger, because it needs to be. It really needs to be, in my personal opinion. But the base of it needs to be bigger, not just like it's so small. So faster, and the beam of light needs to be bigger. Maybe my mind will change over time, depending on like the types of builds and stuff that people put together. And I could totally see why people would want to run more like aura reading perks. Maybe that's why they're nerfing Nowhere to Hide, even though I don't think it's that. The nerf that's happening to Nowhere to Hide is not that big of a deal at all. But barbecue and chili is definitely one that you're gonna see. But I feel like that's pretty usual in a killer build anyway. You'll probably also see quite a bit of Scourge Hook Floods of Rage, which is basically like reverse barbecue in a way. And then like, I don't know, because obviously you don't want to just do a bunch like all aura reading unless you're absolutely amazing at Dead by Daylight. If you're a new player, and this will bring people into the game that have never played before, I'm sure, like every chapter always does, whether it's original or not. You're gonna want to have gen regression as well, and I can't really give good advice on that. Like, if I were to use gen regression, I would probably use Scourge Hook Pain Resonance and Surge, but I really like Surge. I don't know why, but I do. I like Surge. It doesn't take a lot off, but it's really easy to get use out of it, and that's why I like it. So, I guess technically I've done 3 videos. Well, this is my 3rd recording today because of how long the queues take. So I'll have 3 videos to go up on YouTube today. Cool. Very cool. And just so I can kind of timestamp it for myself again, it's not really for anybody else, it's more for me, but just out of curiosity, in case anybody wants to know, it is Friday, July 31st, 2026. And thank you again to Zerbs slash Dead by Daylight for allowing me to have access to this PTB early access. This is the first time they've ever done this, and I hope that they do it more in the future, especially for like licensed stuff. Now we can of course debate like what's better, licenses or originals. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, business wise, licenses will always bring more people to the game than originals, and that's just the truth. As much as I love Dead by Daylight, I don't think it would be as alive today as it is without the majority of the licenses that they have acquired, and also the ones that are coming up. All right, well, like I said, this is going to be in 3 different parts, I think. I don't want to do one long video. I'm not Oddstarva. No, overly negative shade intended, by the way. I do love Oddstarva, but I've never been able to watch an entire YouTube video. if a YouTube video is like longer than 15-20 minutes, I'm probably not going to watch it unless it's like something I'm really, really, really curious about or interested in, or something that I've never experienced that I'm curious about in that regard. But I know I just said that, but the other ones might be that long. Or longer. I'm not really sure. So 3 videos. Yay. I'm looking forward to the chapter coming out, and I will be live on Twitch. We'll be live on Twitch Saturday. I don't think there's any of this on Sunday, but I know there is on Saturday. So, yeah. Okay, so today and tomorrow are the only days for the early access. Friday today and Saturday tomorrow. So I will be live tomorrow doing this. Probably a lot more Survivor than Killer, which is a shame, but that is the way it is. And then I'm assuming on Tuesday will be the actual PTB. So everybody that's on PC will be able to experience it. I don't know that for sure. Nobody has said that. I haven't even seen, like, in quotations, leaks in regards to that. But I'm assuming that's when they would do it. But I again, I don't know that for sure. So thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. All my socials will be linked down below, of course, including my Twitch, and hopefully I will see you over there. If not, hopefully I will see you in the comments of these videos, or in any of my other social medias where I'm sure I will be posting other things. Okay. Bye-bye.